round 11 starts today in the Legends Playground. We got Carlton and Sydney here. I have decided to sort of take something that I was doing when I played Until Dawn, which was to use a coin to decide things for me. Because of the player one advantage there is, and we're playing as both teams. I haven't, you would have thought I would have been able to counter that pretty easily. That game should be easy enough to have competitive. Actually being difficult. But I don't remember which one was which. Okay, I think I got it now. Do I? Yes. So, based on the coin flip I had, Carlton got player one, so congratulations for them. They're probably winning this game. But we'll play it out, see how things go. Get rid of that, it's going to be Mr. Hickey. Goes down here, but yeah, it feels kind of nice to be back. Can you please get rid of that? It was the first day yesterday that I had off since I started streaming. So I'd been going like a month and a half, and yesterday was the first day off, which it felt amazing. It actually felt amazing to just sort of lay in bed and just watch the OC. It's just sort of what I was doing, but there was more stuff in there. I got to have little puzzle, magazine puzzles. Finish those off. That was a good time. I was able to put in actually a decent amount of work with future thumbnails. Wait, what do you mean? He marked that. Why is he being tackled?
I'll back him to drive this right through the high diddle.
I don't know why he was being tackled, or why it wasn't 50. But Jack Martin comes in and he's gotten off there. But yeah, it was amazing just how much free time opened up not doing streaming or exercise during the day to do a bunch of thumbnail things and do other little bits and pieces I would have liked to do. Yeah, pick over. Who you got in that with? Nope. Okay, it gave me the chance to look at the PlayStation Plus to see what games had come up, to check what games were going to be finished soon, what games I had to, if I wanted to play them, it had to be soon. So, I mean, we're not starting it today, we're going through Lost Legacy first, which I don't think will take too long. It'll be 4 or 5 days, I think. But, it did open the door to me to say, maybe we should be playing Marvel's Avengers. I've played Spider-Man games, so I'm sort of used to the Marvel stuff. And that game won't be on PlayStation Plus anymore in a couple of weeks. So it'll be now or never, I guess. And it'll be, the opportunity will be there for it. So that'll hopefully be a good time. That's sort of something I've got planned for the future, but right now we got Carlton with an 8-point lead here. It is expected for Carlton to win. Let's see what we can do with Sydney though. Nope, please get rid of that. That's gonna handle that way. And you get the McGovern.
He might have thought about the corridor. Motlock.
I'm trying to change tactics around, seeing what I can do with them. I feel like I've reverted back mostly to try and having things just balanced, pretty much. We'll see how that goes in terms of game competitiveness. That's Mr. Fisher. The little kick's on there. Nope. I mean, it wasn't a mark, but goes in the 50. Handballs for Carlton. Get it out. Okay, never mind. It'll be a ball up then. One thing I've been curious on, which, I mean, because I've been like, I haven't been wanting to focus too much on Twitch and YouTube. Like, I haven't wanted to burn myself out completely. It really took till yesterday for me to like fully check on the audio of the videos. Like, there's a difference between the laptop I use with streaming versus the one I sort of can also use in daily use. I have a couple that I use. And the volumes on them, I think are actually set up differently.
That's easy to say from here.
So, I think that the one I use the streaming on is actually naturally quieter.
I dodged a bullet there.
I think that's true.
So lucky next time.
So,
to bring it back. Not often you see a forward spoiling the ball.
I think it's okay. Like, I think audio-wise, it's not too. I would like to think that on what people are watching on, it wouldn't be too loud for them.
Showing some good signs early. The Swans are under.
But if it is, that's probably why, because I've sort of got my audio based on the laptop I stream with. So that could be why. Bring it out over there. In the middle, let's see what Sydney can get here. Handball it over, we want to get it in. There's too many Carlton players. Oh, almost got it though. Little handball. Get rid of that one, that's going to be Mr. Chera.
They've had the better of the contest.
Handball it out, please. See, that happened just because I just took my hands off. I was focused elsewhere.
He's normally good on his non-preferred. Young takes an
It's gonna be Mr. Carlton. I also got a little bit of an opportunity yesterday to sort of look at the remainder of the AFL season and do like little predictor stuff, you know, sort of see where I thought things might be heading. It's just sort of that it's been playing on my mind that I'm needing Geelong and Sydney to make it in the 8, and trying to work out how they're going to get there. I just wanted to get an idea of, if I was using a predictor, if I could get them both in, which Geelong I can get in, but Sydney, it's a bit tougher to work out how to get them in there, but it's going to be, they're going to have to win pretty much all the games. That's pretty much how it's going to be for him. It's just kind of things I've got set up. I just feel the nerves kicking in on me. I can feel it. Yeah, it's 2 months away of finding out what's going to happen there. Scoring wise in this game though, we still don't have very much whatsoever. Like, it's not, I don't even, okay, there we go with semi-read. It's not even necessarily a thing of me like purposely trying to help the player too, because if I was doing that completely, I think they'd have more than 1 point, you know?
That kick looked good. Ignoring the corridor for now. Motlop.
Handball this way. Like, I don't know if the game somehow got more lopsided at some point. I'm not really sure. I did sort of, I don't know if, I had been thinking about how, oh, that's not great. I had been thinking about how there's a player one advantage in that when setting up teams, it can actually be difficult for the player 2 controller to register. There you go. And how if I have the 2 controllers, which I do, and I'm going through team select, if I press team select on the player 2 controller first, it doesn't automatically just head to the next screen, where if I got both controllers up and I haven't selected the player 2 team yet, but then I hit it for the first controller, it actually registers and sort of just moves it onto the next screen, but it doesn't register the second controller. So I'm sort of, I'm taking those things there, and
quality delivery by foot.
also it's giving me the idea that I haven't really given too much focus to which ruckman it is that dominates, but I always do find in the games that one of the ruckmen are dominating over the other, and I'm sort of thinking, I'm sort of under the theory that it might be like the player 1 controlled ruckman, potentially. I don't know how true that is, but it would make sense if the player 2 controller just actually takes, even if it's like by 1/100 or 1,000th of a second, it would make sense that the player 1 controller, the actions that the button pressing is actually registered by the game, by the first controller over the second, which would lead to a natural inbuilt advantage for that team or that player. Go there, which isn't very good. Handball it out there. Might want to go into the 50. See what they can get. Okay. No. We'll have a ball up then. Last round, I think was the first round we've had all season where no teams had scored 100 points on the ground, and I think okay, that's off. That's off there, which I do think is in part to like trying to create more competitive games, but it's, but I don't know. It's like it still doesn't make a lot of sense for me to want competitive games, for me to want increased scoring a little bit, but then to come away with Sydney not having a goal at all up until this first quarter. Okay, we come in here. Where have I been? I took a day off.
You can see their confidence growing.
That's it. And it was wonderful.
Gets the kick away. That's a bit of a gift.
Mr. Hollins, it's something that I'd been wanting to do, and knowing of saying I don't want to be on stream every single day.
Picking their way through.
Come down there.
Kicks to space.
Timing wise, it was good because we had just finished the round. We had other games that had just finished or just about to start up, so the timing was all there for me to just take the day myself. It was a good, it felt good. Get the handball out of there. Alright then, that's going to be a ball up.
Pitnet slaps it out. Clean pickup. Akers. Now it's someone else's problem.
Get the kick in the 50.
Kicks inside the forward 50. Campbell gets back and should repel.
It comes out. No, never mind. Okay, gonna have a throw in there.
Gary, what stands out?
Well, this isn't the best standard game so far, but the contest, it's thoroughly enjoyable.
Yeah.
Go at it. Parker. He'll be sore in the morning. That was almost handed to him. Pitnet. McInerney intercepts the hand pass.
Gonna get the handballs inside. Come on, Sydney.
Has to be clean. It's no place for the faint-hearted. Parker collects the half.
Handball it out there.
Mills.
Down you go.
The aerialist will battle for this ball. Young. He's caught. Handball off was good.
I wonder what it takes to like sort of I kind of have an idea of what I'm looking to talk about right now, and it's sort of like relating to, it's sort of going towards, I remember back in, okay, good, you got that one. There you go, that's a goal. That's a goal. Like, I was sort of having it on my mind about, I think it was back in December, I found myself wanting to reach out to people from school, and I remember for the week prior to me actually reaching out, I was on walks and it was just running through my head, and all that was going through was these people aren't gonna want to talk to me. Like, I'm not in their life. Like, coming up with different reasons for why they wouldn't want to talk to me and why reaching out wouldn't really lead anywhere. And the thing was that at the time when I actually decided to just kind of go for it and just reach out, my worries were actually validated.
The Swans are struggling to provide their forwards with
It kind of went exactly how I was picturing. Because you think of, like, you're preemptively going through concerns of, like, oh my god, here are reasons why these people aren't going to want to talk to me, and you might say to that person, oh, you're just in your head, and all that stuff. But, like, what happens if that person's thoughts in their head actually end up being true? You know? Go this way.
The big men fly. Plenty of heat in this game. Well done.
Okay, you go there.
Half forward with the kick. It pitches near the 50. Who has
Gonna have a little kick down that way.
He keeps racking up disposals. Fisher.
But I also remember, as all these things were going through my head, I was also trying to ask myself, why am I looking to reach out to them? What happens if I'd ask myself this question? What happens if I reach out to them, and for whatever reason, things went a certain way in which they would actually want to get together, hang out, and something like that? I'm like, I'm not sure that's actually what I want. I was always, because it was like I was wanting to reach out, I was wanting to talk to them a bit, but I didn't necessarily want to see them exactly. So it was like, I was putting, I don't know what, I still look at that and say, what exactly was I trying to get from it? And that's something that I will, that I'll think about. And it's interesting, I eventually found myself, after multiple attempts with different people, I did get one or two here there. I got one in particular person who I was able to have a consistent back and forth with, and that felt really good. That's going to be a ball up. I'll get to those comments, I'm just going through my Saints. But then, even then, it would be in my mind that at some point, something's going to happen where this person isn't going to want to talk to me. That's just like playing in my mind. And there's sort of like a self-fulfilling prophecy in that. You know? Come this way. I guess, and I'll think about that, about like preconceived, I guess, abandonment issue. Get rid of it. There you go, that's gonna be a goal. Do I have bad anxiety? Yes. I mean, is it bad? I've heard the idea of anxiety just being about that's future, like you're thinking about the future. So it's sort of like your ability to perceive negative possibilities for the future. So it's like a backhanded compliment, you know?
Got his palm to it. Mills. That hand pass was telegraphed.
Come with the Carlton there. So it's interesting. Have I tried medication? I remember when I left school, there was medication stuff for like a couple of years, because obviously my parents wanted me going back. It didn't really do anything. Okay, we come to this way. Go in there. In the middle. Warner. Solid tackle. Here's a chance to get forward. Not a lot of space to work with. It's okay. You get rid of that one. It's interesting. What I find interesting as I look back on those experiences is that I find myself, despite like looking to move on and like quote unquote looking to move on, even now I still feel myself, even though I can look at that and say these people still aren't going to want to talk to me, and I don't have expectations that they would want to necessarily. Like I don't bring us in there. I still feel myself wanting to do it, and I remember I was talking to a family member about it back in December, and they were saying, well, if what you're looking to do is like, oh, you're reaching out to people, you want to talk to people, why don't you go to like a group or stuff? I'm like, if I wanted if I just wanted to talk to people, I could just go next door and say hi to someone, you know? It was the people themselves. It was what those people represented, and it was stuff. It was like it was about the childhood connection, you know. These are people that were in some way in my life prior to me leaving, you know. And it's almost like, as much as we grow up and stuff, there's that feeling of wanting to go back to where I was prior. It's like wanting to go back in the past all those years ago, because I guess somewhere in me is saying, well, I can go back there and like, I don't know, fix things. Don't take that as like full truth. I'm just running through ideas on what it is. If I'm analyzing myself, you know, saying if I can go back in time and then I can have things be good there, then I can move forward in life. I think that idea, I think there could be validity in that. I think that sort of makes sense. It could be more than that, but I think that makes sense. Hang on, what are you saying? Sometimes you have to let people come to you. They will let you know if they're real friends. Here's the interesting thing on that. I was thinking back on all the years I was thinking back to 10 years ago, and based on the situation I was having back last year, and going, I'm not sure anyone reached out to me back then. I don't remember instances where like the interactions were like, I was like, I'm pretty sure I was always the one starting those interactions. It might not have been entirely true, like, but that's sort of my memory. And then I was thinking about back in December and January as I was doing things and going, I'm the one starting all these interactions. You know, it's like, and it's like none of these people, despite the fact that, but like, the moral of it is, it's not the moral, but it's sort of, I had gotten back on Facebook. You're not going to find it. You're not going to, don't bother looking, you won't find it. Trust me on that. It was like, I had sort of quit Facebook, I had come back up, and then sort of like adding them as friends, right? And then I was looking at it, thinking about it, realizing none of these people, despite the fact they accepted the Facebook friendship, which isn't actually a friendship, it's just what it's called, none of them were reaching out to me to see how I was doing. They just sort of took the friendship there. Exactly, reaching out works both ways. And I was being like, why should I be? I was like, I would even reach out to some of them. Okay. I would reach out to some of them, but then maybe I wouldn't hear anything back. Maybe I wouldn't really. Maybe it would be. It'd be so incredibly brief that it was basically nothing. Maybe I would reach out a second time, or to some of them, you know? Like at that point, there's not really other options in me. And I was looking at it going, they're not reaching out to me. Why am I reaching out to them? What's the point of me reaching out to them consistently? They've sort of shown by non-action they don't really want to talk to me. Going this way, it's not necessarily that it's messed up. It's like they don't have to talk to me. There's no expectations. It's like we haven't talked in a long time. They have other friends. That was expected. But at the same time, from my perspective, it still sucks. It still hurts from my perspective. Even though I could come up with all reasons why I can look at it from theirs and say, okay, I can get why they wouldn't. It still hurts, you know? But even despite all that, I still find myself wanting to reach out to them and wanting to like reach out to the ones that I didn't get around to reaching out to because I was hurt from the other ones. And even now, as I say that, and I think about potentially doing it, I think about the fact that even in that time, that even since then, since December until now, so 6-7 months, every single one of them, including the ones that I had interactions on there with, not one of them has reached out to me, you know, to see what's up. So then it will always be on me. That's what I see.
The Swans not out of this by any stretch of the imagination.
The Swans on the board first.
And yet I still want to because of the way I see them, you know.
He'll feel that one. He couldn't get rid of it.
So it's like I don't really.
But nothing doing.
At this point, I look at it and say, well, what do I do to sort of get over that? Because if these are just, if it was just like random people stuff, just a general person, I'd be like, it'd be so much easier to just sort of get over it. But it's, yeah. So Zach Williams.
It's a poor kick. Florence may have just saved a goal.
I'm gonna get rid of that.
Who will stand under that?
I'm trying to read your comment there. Get it out here. While also playing the game. Nope, get rid of. I'm gonna get rid of that. You're saying that you may come across genuine people that really care for. I don't know.
Hickey looking for territory. Mills. It's a hot footy. Warner.
Saying that I'm not the outgoing type of person. That is true, but that I'd miss out on good times getting this way.
Going at his first, and he's got it.
Okay, there you go. That's going to be a goal in there.
Big ball winner. He'd make a very good forward. He's certainly got great goal sense.
It's not over yet, but it might be soon.
It's like I sort of look at it, and I feel like I understand that it's trying to force like a square peg in a round hole. Coming in this way.
Squeezes the kick. Reed goes lateral.
Handball that way.
They might be caught out on the turnover.
You might want to get rid of that one. It's going to be with Cripps.
Blakey with the smother. Maybe that
okay then.
Pitnet. Hollins. Kicking for his first. Time for the
that's gonna go over there.
No chances there.
He's off. Blakey goes towards halfback. He had one job.
You're gonna have Akers. You're gonna go into the 50 here.
Another forward 50.
I will say that I am just based on experiences. I definitely am, because I remember when you came into chat for the first few days, you were very like, can we be friends and stuff, and it's like, dude, please don't ask that. And it was just kind of based on, it was like, the idea of like friendship is sort of scarred in my mind. There are other things. I was like, so it's good. You're saying there's always good and bad things about meeting new people. I suppose there's,
that's an impressive mark.
But I sort of look at my life, my interests, and what's been going on. of like, okay, I definitely
Should have got and let him off the hook.
saying just have to take the risk. You never know. Well,
and we'll have a throw in.
How's it look
yeah,
down there,
the experience I had there was I have interest in doing it, and I was freaking out for a week, and then I went into it because I went, oh, I'm just gonna like take that risk, and then it kind of went the way I was hoping it wouldn't, but thought it most likely would. It was interesting in that coming this way. So it's like I can already tell that I'm probably gonna be doing all that stuff again and being like, let's go for pain. Let's go pain.
Looking the move to dish out a real hiding here.
Let's get the handballs out there.
Collins wins it back. That's a bruising tackle.
Get rid of that one. That's going to be with Lloyd.
Kicks laterally.
It's going to be
Stevens.
Little kick down there with Reed.
That has to hurt. The kick was ill-directed.
Handball.
Under pressure. Williams has time
you want to get rid of that one. But I think I've like touched on it before. Of in psychology, there's like attachment styles, and I think about those situations. I think about myself, and it's very much that anxious avoidance. So it's like, even known there's like that desire to want to bring people in. Like if I got to a situation where like if someone's getting close, then I'm then gonna want to like push them away, you know. It's like I'm working. It's like playing a tug of war with myself, I guess.
Looking to get it down there quickly. Defense 101
with Silvani. Okay, that's gonna go over. That's gonna go over there.
That's strange. Did forget where he was?
He's off.
Can you please get? I was hoping he would just kind of kick that, but never mind then. All right then. So, 54 points. Unsurprising. We just have found ourselves in a season where we can't really. It feels like we can't focus on the games all that much because we sort of know how they're gonna play out. Get rid of that one.
He's besieged. Hickey. He's wrapped up.
Little kick.
Searching kick.
But it was interesting that yesterday I was going to use that day off to sort of reach out to people, and I decided to do other things just because I'm like, yeah, I just kind of it sort of felt hopeless. Well, there's no Sydney over there. It kind of felt a bit pointless. Like I sort of knew where things were going, in spite of that.
Will keep coming to no one in particular. The fleet of foot will compete.
But we'll see.
It's hard to find a winner for them today. McInerney making his claim for the Golden Fist Award. He's kicked it high. Chera kicks to half forward. Williams
going this way, but I also I don't know if I think it would have been during the early months of this year. I really would have sort of come to the understanding. I remember coming to an understanding on it that as much as I can come this way, that I can have ideas on what other people are thinking, and that if I was in a social situation, what they could say, that like they could when put in that situation, there can be reality to it. They could not, but all these ideas that I'm playing out and thinking of what it would be are just my own thoughts. So like I'm not even scared of. I actually sort of understand. I'm not actually scared of the other people as much as I'm scared of of myself. You know, like I'm scaring myself. Like I sort of, because it's all playing out within my own mind and not anyone else's. I do see that. Oh!
He had prior opportunity.
McGovern is calm in a crisis. The Blues are red hot at the moment. That's a strong
okay, come this way, but it's like it's a predictive mechanism. It's
probably should have marked it.
If you touch a hot stove, like don't be surprised if you come around saying don't touch the stove again. Bad things happen.
To clear now. The Blues are out of trouble. He might have thought about the corridor.
Might want to get rid of that one.
Gathers in the centre square. Throws it on the boot. Row bottom. Intercepts. Happy to be patient.
Going in here.
Stevens. He doesn't waste many.
It is. Sometimes it's hard to control thoughts and actions. Sure. I don't know that thoughts are something that we can actually control. As far as the way I've been thinking about it, I'm just like, these thoughts just pop up in my head, you know? Like, how do these get here? I can say, I don't want to be thinking about them, but I'm thinking about them. So it's like, how does that happen? I don't really have much of an answer on that, but when it comes to the way these things happen, we can, like, there's the idea of, oh, you're thinking logically, and our actions aren't based on our thoughts, you know? They're based on our feelings, just especially based on the way, based on things I can think of in my life. Govern this way. Like, we can look at situations and be like, you know, this is the way I think things will happen after, like, doing a little analysis, predictions on how it's going to go. But then you just sort of throw it aside, and it's like, well, why did you do that? Because it's not what I want. It's not what, like, we end up caring about. Come this way. Like, the way that we, like, when we're, like, our thoughts, like, when we're speaking, what we're saying, like, it's, I've sort of been coming with more of the understanding that they are just based on us. It's like us trying to, okay, you go that way. Trying to translate, trying to communicate the way that we're feeling with, like, little, what the hell just happened there, with little sounds. But that doesn't mean it's accurate, you know?
The Swans are having a nightmare. Walsh, Akers knew where the help was. Williams.
You feel like I have to work more on myself before seeking out old friends?
And they're out of trouble. Quality delivery.
I can hear that. I can say that. Oh my god, you have to do that. That makes so much. That makes so much sense and stuff. But it's like, it's like, hear that? It's like, is there like a game plan? Is there like a 6-month plan of, like, this is 6 months of working on yourself, and you have to work on yourself in these certain areas of, like, which parts of yourself you're meant to work on, how long you're meant to work on them? Like, do we have like a little plan towards it, or if it's just see what happens? Could take 5 years. And it's like, but I don't want to take 5 years. Get rid of that one.
To get out despite the tackle. Well, that's not like him. Will the umpire pluck a free kick?
Mr. Warner.
Option in the center square. Franklin. They're a big.
Hey.
Oh, that is a contender for mark of the round.
It's interesting is that the idea of, like, self-improvement on working on yourself. There's sort of a, like, if you're, like, working on things and you're saying, I'm doing this with the intention of improving myself, there can also kind of actually be a crutch in that you're sort of, like, the idea of enlightenment, right, is that you sort of have to be able to let go before you can be enlightened. So the thinking there can be, in order to actually prove oneself, you sort of have to let go of improving yourself a little bit.
Tries to spike it out of the
which, come get rid of that.
Could be a goal-saving tackle. Only a behind.
Seemed like the defenders got a bit lost there, and they were lucky not to give up a
Come
goal.
out that way.
This could be trouble.
It would sort of be like, if you're able to sort of let go of improving on yourself, then you're sort of, then from there you can sort of, maybe it could become clearer on what you care about. Come there.
Williams drops into the hole and marks.
How do you let go? Mr. Williams.
You'd think you'll kick this. You'd be wrong.
They dodged a bullet there. They might not be so lucky next time.
He's off. Lloyd to bring it back in.
You're saying it's like working out. No one.
Akers gathers.
You're saying no one. Like the idea of doing. Oh, you're doing emotional workouts. It's just like physical working out. You do a push-up and then you do more push-ups and you do stuff like that. It's like, oh my god, I get it. It's like all these mental things. If you want to like learn how to get smarter, maybe you just like read a little book and you do a little bit and then you read another book, but it's like, how do we work on ourselves emotionally? We can't see our emotions, we can only feel them. We don't know how much is too much emotional weight for us in situations. Oh, come that way. Nope. It's not like, it's the hardest, it's automatically the hardest thing to judge. Come this way. Uh-oh.
Terrific tackle. No wonder they're getting smashed.
Like we're so far in the forest. It's the hardest place to be able to see the tree.
Should have taken the mark.
In those emotions. Oh, get rid of it. Okay, that's kind of whatever right there.
Poor play. The Swans have some worries now. He's missed.
An ugly looking scoreboard should probably be looking even uglier.
Goes long from the kick in. That sums up their day.
Okay, you're gonna get the kick in
It's
there.
a high ball. Mackay.
That's with who you got, Carlton.
Has eyes only for the
Danny Walsh. Uh-oh.
place for the faint-hearted. That's a bruising tackle.
Ball, cries the crowd, and the umpire agrees.
Going for territory. Who's front and centre? Akers.
Mr.
Should be in the vote
Akers.
today. Sets a task for the forwards. Spud Frawley would have loved that.
Okay, we have Sydney here.
McCartan. Time to
Well, we can't say Sydney have done a good job at trying to fight against the player one advantage. They just kind of... It's a bit unfortunate with this game that we have this problem. I'm just going to keep complaining about this thing with this game until it's fixed, which it won't be. I don't think it will be by the time we finish the season. Handball that way.
The Blues guarding the corridor. Pitnet.
Okay, you might want to get rid of that one.
That's
Hey!
turned over on centre wing. Just waiting for the right moment to
Might want to
go.
get rid of
Comes free in
this.
the tackle.
Get the thoughts over there.
Warner. A good kick here and they'll be in business.
Handball.
Parker.
Let's see what you have.
Kerno saw that coming.
Get rid of that.
It back.
A little kick on.
His way through it. Williams. The Blues.
We got that one too. That's Motlop. And they keep. Oh,
This is a big
go forward.
opportunity. Into the pocket.
Go
he goes.
forward.
McCartan.
That's just gonna be a ball up.
They might be a little unlucky not to be rewarded. It was a fine tackle.
Saying self-improvement increases confidence. I know that it's like, oh, you have experiences. Because you're going through experiences, you gain more confidence by being in those experiences, and by maybe doing one thing in what would seemingly be a completely unrelated area. It can help increase your confidence in just taking other things on, and then you go into other little situations.
Campbell. He's been quiet. Well played.
It's the Pat
The
Lee.
fans haven't had much to cheer today. Hopefully they'll get something here.
Okay, let's see what he can get. Can he get a goal? Tell me, Pat. Nope, never mind.
I think that's going the wrong side of a stick.
Never mind.
It's a behind.
Gee, he'll be disappointed with that, but he'll back himself to make amends if he gets a chance.
Saar with the footy. Parker.
Handball that way. Kick inside.
McAdooney almost threw it out.
Tries to take him on.
Like, I don't look at the things that I'm talking and thinking and going, oh my god, I'm just having like these things that would be negative thoughts. That's just bad. And like, I don't even necessarily, like, if I look at, I kind of feel like a lot of them are actually pretty realistic, because sometimes situations aren't positive, you know? Coming this way. Ooh.
They'll bide their time. It's amounted to nothing.
Got the little kick on there.
With the footy. Warner has it on
Oh.
string.
You might want to get rid of that one. Just fake it till you make it, silly.
Working at close quarters.
Don't think negative, just be positive. Just think everything will be amazing. Oh, get the kick on that one.
Delivers to centre half forward. Parker takes an excellent grab. What can they build here? That'll be
Take it.
on. Gets the kick away.
Come on, Franklin. Into the 50 there.
Chera.
Handball.
So influential today. Akers with a little bit of time.
Might want to.
This is
Oh, that's not. Oh, that kind of works okay.
McGovern.
That kind of works out okay. We got under 5 minutes to go in this game over here.
It's becoming a training drill. Hickey.
Okay, you go down this way. Mr. Young.
Just go great. That's not 15.
Ball with Akers.
Dropped it.
Must be holding the ball, and it is.
That could come back to bite. The kick lets them down.
It was also interesting that we could look back at that, back in that December, it being disgruntled in other areas that I had. Me not being able, it was like me feeling disgruntled about the lack of, by the social interactions not going how I wanted. They actually, like, I can look at those and see how those actually help pave the way for me to be on Twitch right now, coming over this way to actually go ahead and do that. I don't know if I'm necessarily going deep in detail on that right now. I might, but I can sort of, like, I'm able to see the connection in that. Going this way, handball. Okay, then that's gonna be a ball up.
He had no prior. Hickey showing his skills. Crunching tackle.
There.
McInerney fighting tooth and nail not to give up a goal. No free kick, and they've got a stoppage in a dangerous position. The two big men do battle.
Mr. Carlton.
Akers, he's everywhere at the moment. Motlop, he's struggled to make an impact to this point. Not enough talk out there. He should have marked it.
I don't know if they want to talk, man. It's like less than 2 minutes to go. They haven't really got much going on.
He's wrapped up. Chera gets back and should repel. Well done. Walsh wins the contest hands down.
Sammy Walsh with Hollands and ball.
Pitnet. The Blues with a chance here.
And Mr. Doherty. That's going to be with Mills.
Solid tackle. Just shoveled it out.
And ball it to the left. Little kick down there.
Lloyd.
And we only got like 20 seconds. Just get like bonus stats going. Handballs. Yeah, we're just doing messy stuff right now.
He just keeps racking up disposal.
Okay. That's the end of that game. I don't know if you can believe it, but player 1 controller team 1. Don't know if you can believe that or not. Hey, the Blues won. Love to see it. They're the top goal scorers. We got top possessions over here. Some little marks. Carlton players on top there. Alright then, so Carlton get the win. They had 4 goals from Mackay. It was Adam Chera leading the way with 41 touches. And they get on top of Sydney by 68 points. 90 to 22.